Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Dave, Gamers World, a resident magic expert, and we are here for some more box openings. This time Zendikar Rising Set Booster. Zendikar Rising, the first set to introduce set boosters, a new way to kind of open your products. Before we only had booster packs, which was used for drafting. Draft booster packs were only used for drafting and opening. But now there's this whole new kind of set booster, been out for a year now or so. And I would honestly recommend it if you are just looking to open packs. If you're not looking to play any sort of game with your packs, set boosters is where it's at. And I'll show you exactly why when we jump into them. But I'm going to ask you for 1 second, take the time to like the channel, subscribe, leave a comment, please. Turn on notifications to see all our new videos coming out, because that would do us a big favor. We're a growing channel and we want to make you more content. Let us know in the comments what you want to see out of your local friendly magic store, you know. But without further ado, let's jump into the pack. What you came here for. We're going to do our primitive box opening with a pen. Gonna have to get a nice knife if we're going to be doing this often, like a embroidered leather opener for boxes. Maybe we can get the Gamers World logo on it and sell them. $1 million idea. Zendikar was a set that I think went over very well. Other Zendikar sets were kind of known for high power level. And I'm not sure if this one followed as much, though. It does have a banned card in it. On that was plastered all over the advertising for it, though not on this one. And got banned pretty fast in standard. Ooh, and this is a big reason to be buying a sealed Zendikar product. This is the Expedition box topper. The expeditions are alternate art lands, historic lands throughout Magic. And you get a box topper with these. With the set boosters and the collector boosters. You get double with the collector boosters. If you would like to purchase this item, of course, down in the links below, you can click gamersworld.ie. We have all Magic products. Bunch of different Magic products to buy. But if you want to get this one again, you get a free box topper in the pack. I think I'm going to leave the box topper to last, though. Nice little dessert at the end of this box, and I'm going to start cracking some packs. I love the full art lands from the set. They're getting a bit too common. There's a lot of full art lands now in existence, but I kind of like it. Ooh, nice open straight away. A Mythic and Rare pack. Shatter Skull Smashing has seen infinite play in standard and will continue, I think, to see a lot of play in that. And beyond that, even if it doesn't see some modern play and stuff later, we'll nearly certainly see some commander play. You know, the Bolt lands, I think, are just going to stay good for a long time, to be honest. The set boosters, unlike draft boosters, kind of have this, try and have this kind of story to them. They try and be in, point you in a direction, I think is the best way to say it, when you're opening them. So you'll see some kind of maybe all blue or all black or all red kind of packs, or you'll see some kind of synergies between the cards. Not always, but sometimes. We'll put our promos here and our foils here. Oh, this is a nice one. Scourge's Skyclave has seen play in Modern and continues to. And a foil Nissa of Shadows Bowed. And this card has not been good, unfortunately, so far, even though I thought it would be very good. But I will continue to try and make it very good every time new cards rotate. This card does have potential, and I can just see it being very good. Though the alternate art foils are so nice. Look at this. That's just beautiful. We usually preach foil safety here on the channel. Magic foils can tend to bend if you don't take care of them, so I'd recommend sleeving up your foils straight away. But I don't want to spend the entire video sleeving, so unless we open something extremely expensive, we're gonna take that hit. I'll do the sleeving after the video. Oh, this is really cool. This is an old Doomblade art, and this is an art that they it used to be in the player participation promos. Was it PPP or PP or PPR? Player participation rewards. They used to send you these cards in the mail. Can you imagine that? Just Wizards sending you free sweet cards. But you got really good cards as well. If you played enough events in a month, you would get Cryptic Command, or you would get Rata God was a really big one that they did once. And they were worth money. Not when your postman bent them in half in the mail, like it happened to me once or twice, but you know, usually worth money. Kind of miss those days a little. I remember trying to play enough events so you could get play sets of them and like waiting till you got them in the mail. That was really cool. I think those were like the best, hard to say, but some of the best days of Magic, you know? For me, anyway. But I think everyone remembers their like early days of Magic that fondly. Everyone's like, my days were the best days and everything in the future was worse. But in my case, it was actually true. So again, we're getting the team of this pack, this kind of blue-white Angels, Clerics kind of gimmick here. I always wonder how they designed those print runs and are they as predictable as original print runs were. Because you used to be able to kind of map your packs a little bit. Like, especially in draft, if a certain uncommon was missing and you saw 2 other uncommons, you usually knew what it was. But I wonder how they do it in these packs. Oh, Valakut Exploration. That's seeing a lot of play in Legacy. Another Bolt Land, Aghalim's Awakening, the best one, seeing play in Rogues and a bunch of other decks. Card is just very strong. I love the alternate art cards for this. I don't know if they've aged as well, as in there's been some alternate arts recently. Kaldheim is a big one that I think I've liked a bit more. So I'm not viewing these as fondly as I maybe did when I originally opened them, but still very nice. Got a Scred there. Good old Scred. Moss Pit Skeleton. That guy was I love that guy in Limited. I was going to say it was a bomb in Limited. I don't think that was actually true. I just picked it very highly. Crawling Barons. Decent card. Card has low-key just seen a lot of play. Creature lands always end up being a bit better than they look at first. Oh, a bunch of uncommons in this one. Wow, just all uncommons. Yeah, set boosters are weird, and then it goes back to a common. Relic Robber. I love the art on this guy. It's not quite seen the power level to see play, but ooh, Ancient Green Warden. There's a big one in Commander. This card is sweet. So as I said at the start of the video, I think I'd recommend anyone that's looking just to buy stuff to open, which you know, is me frequently. I bet there's other people out there. Who's looking to open stuff from these sets, I would recommend just buying set boosters. At first, I think my tone was a little different, where I wondered why these were necessary, or were these a bit like money grabbing by Wizards. I don't think it is. I think this is just a really clever way to give people what they want, because you can't ever mess with Endling. Modern Horizons card on the list, that's sweet. I don't think you can ever change draft boosters, because when you change a draft booster, you're changing how a mode of play works. You know, you're changing how drafts work. Foil and a sweep. You're changing how drafts work, and so you don't have a lot of design space there. But now with set boosters, if they ever want to do something really cool with the packs, they just can. That's just within their range of possibility now, and there'll be no, well, besides people maybe not being happy with the change from pure aesthetics or play kind of point of view. You're never messing with draft. You're never messing with a game mode. No one can ever give out about that. I've seen before where people don't like when certain promos are put in draft boosters, because you're like, well, if someone opens that and they're able to draft it, that's way too powerful. That's not fun for anyone else except the person that's opened it. And now they don't have to worry about that. Spirit Apparition, one of the sweetest cards I think in the set. The card's seeing a lot of play, and I don't think we'll go down in price. Like, it's just going to keep seeing play in Modern. Even might see a little bit of play in Legacy and Debt and Taxes, and certainly we'll keep seeing Standard play. I liked them first in the format when all the decks were just that and Yorion, just blinking that infinitely. Now that's not what ended up being what ended up being kind of in the format. It's like a fringe deck now, but ooh, Grizzled Fate. Look at this. That Centaur is about to be got by the Bears. Threshold is one of my favorite mechanics, which I think I look back on with a bit too rose tinted glasses, because those sets Judgment and such were just the sets that were being played right before I got into Magic. So I kind of looked back on it, going, oh, I wish I played with those cards. But in reality, if I had, likely I wouldn't be as high on the sets. Valakut Awakening, nice combo card in multiple formats. Foil Linvala. I like Linvala. Linvala is one of those party mechanic cards, so she has a lot of potential to see play once the D&D set comes out, bringing a bunch of new creature types. Everyone presumes, not confirmed yet. Or if you're watching this from the future, maybe very confirmed, and I look like a genius. Same with Coveted Party. Could say that for a lot of cards in this set, in fairness. I don't think I'll mention it for everyone I open. I like Kabira Takedown a lot. I think these dual spells have done a lot in a lot of formats. Have been genuinely kind of a lot of fun to play. Ooh, another Luminarch Ascension. Aspirant even. And they just give a lot of flexibility. Cards that give you options are rarely a bad thing. Unless I guess they're too powerful. Cryptic Command comes to mind, I guess, for being a bit too powerful like that. But commands, charms, and these flip lands all give you so many options in game. Though, when I have that many options, it's harder to blame luck when I lose. And I do like blaming luck when I lose. Bunch of uncommons and Morag, Fury of Akum, a card that I've never got to work properly because its landfall trigger is actually worded in quite a weird way. But still an absolute bomb and limited and a very cool card in Commander. Trusty Machete, that's a kind of weird card to have. I guess it's a nice callback to original Zendikar, one of the best cards to open in original Zendikar draft. Mediums here. Another Nectar Pod. Why is Nectar Pod and Dender's just a random common? The print runs are so weird in this. And two, like, solid rares could have a bit of opportunity to still see some play, but haven't really made an impact. I thought that the Intimidator would, especially with Winota. But there's just better 2-drops, I think, in the Winota deck now. There'll always be more warriors and cowards, though. Always. So that card has potential to grow. Side Tiger. Again, the same kind of promo and common. Man, we're opening all of the commons in our pile. We're opening all of the Balt lands. Timbertide Symbiosis. A younger Dave, not much younger, but a kind of younger Dave, told himself to buy a bunch of these lands because they're never really going to go down. They're just always going to be great in casual formats. I know when we first opened this to sell in the shop, a lot of Commander players bought the Balt lands because you need one. Like you just always need one, and I think that's going to stay true even if even when it eventually rotates out of Standard. And while it's in Standard, these cards are just going to continuously see play in Standard. Ooh, very nice. Full Arts River Glide Pathway. And a Soul of Zendikar. That brings me back. Soul of Zendikar. This guy was like never quite good enough, though he saw a little bit play in the Sidisi Whip decks, if I remember right. Was this in the black one? I think the black one pretty much dominated though later. I thought the Soul Cycle was decent. It was like this kind of attempt at powering down the Titans, but it never quite made an impact on the Standard formats, and I think they're even a little bit too weak to really make an impact on Commander either. Though maybe you guys are screaming that about some of the cards that I've introduced here. Ooh, very pretty Lotus Cobra. Card not doing as much in Standard as maybe we wanted to, but still a fantastic card and still well worth picking up for some Eternal formats and for Commander. Fantastic version of the card as well. I love that tattoo aesthetic of it. The traditional tattoo aesthetic of it. I opened a lot of Blood Chiefs Thirst, and I wonder if that's kind of just if that's just in a lot of print runs, like I was saying, like how do they decide to print runs for these packs? Mauling, card that I thought would see considerable more meta play, being that a flip land with 4 mana for a removal spell is still just a little too much, I think, for constructed formats. It pops up every now and again. Bunch of uncommons in this one again. And a Magnetic Channeler. Ooh, foil Kubera Crossroads. I'll take that one for my showdown decks, I think. Once we get back into gamers playing some standard. Been dying to throw down some actual paper events. You'll see me sometimes playing for the standard nights and for, well, you'll see me playing random nights, but draft and standard are my big ones. Ooh, another Valakut Exploration. A couple of repeats in this pack. No three-peats yet. These Wind Robber has punched above his weight, I would say. Not a card I expected to be very good, but has been. Scavenger. Kind of reference to Vampire Nighthawk. Nighthawk Scavenger this time. Card that dominated the limited format and saw constructed play. Vampire Nighthawk. Scavenger, even though arguably just being much better, just didn't really see any constructed play and was pretty dominant and limited when it came up. Though not as dominant, strangely. This kind of format wasn't as aggressive, had more answers. Drawn out the Last Blood Chief, not a great money uncommon, but mythic, but pretty nice, I think, commander playable. Undo Intervention. Reminds me of Planet Cleansing. So Planet Cleansing was always terrible until it was backbreaking, right? So it hung around in standard formats, and then when certain decks became good, it became very hard to deal with. It's just a kind of effect that's hard for later range decks to combat. Ooh, speaking of power in this format, on that Locus of Creation saw a pretty fast ban in standard, but still see some modern play. I love the alternate art. It's really nice. It slowly got banned from formats, and I wouldn't be surprised if eventually it was banned from modern as well. Coveted Peacock, what a name. What a weird card as well. I like when there's just random weirdness in the list card slot though. Prowling Faladar. It is a bit weird that there's so many promos at uncommon and stuff. I don't know if that's nice, and maybe a reason I find them a little repetitive, even though I like them. A lot of commons and uncommons just in this kind of promo slot that I should be a bit more excited about opening. Little criticism of the way they did it in this set. Sarin. Thought this card would see a bit more standard play, but not stopping anything from sacking like its biggest part. Has meant it's been relatively quiet in standard, but has seen a bunch of historic play. Down to the last two packs, and then of course we have our box topper. The big money maker, the box topper, which is certainly going to be, I think Ancient Tomb is the best one to open. A bunch of fetch lands and stuff you can open as well. So hard to sort stuff out. I've definitely put in the wrong one. Legion Angel. I've had a lot of fun playing that card. I think that's sweet. Oh, I didn't know this guy was on the list. Angrat, Captain of Chaos. Very weird name as well. From War of the Spark. I wonder what their selection for populating the list is. It's just cards people think are cool mixed with expensive stuff, or a dartboard of some sort. Last pack. Maddening. Oh, not amazing, but we have the dessert, as we said, to try and make up for it. The box topper. Let's see. Gotta be a little careful. This is a single pack. I've bent one before pretty badly. Creeping Tar Pit is not great, unfortunately. I absolutely love this art. Creeping Tar Pit currently doesn't see much play in any format, even though I almost won a PTQ with one. And I think it's one of the lowest cards in the set, which has been the case for Creeping Tar Pit alternate art a couple times now, unfortunately. But thanks so much for watching the video. We really appreciate it. And again, give us a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications to see, get alerted when there's future videos. Let us know what kind of content you want to see. Are you enjoying these box openings? Would you like to hear opinions on standard or draft? Like anything you want for Magic Gathering or any of the other stuff we do in Gamers World, we'd like to hear your opinion. Also, if you'd like to buy any of the cards you saw me open here today, our owner has a Magic Card Market account. That's Martin B. Kenny on Magic Card Market. He's one of the biggest Irish sellers on there. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.